So the big supplements for the immune system, I often get asked about curcumin and turmeric. And it can be something, it's an anti-inflammatory as a herb, and it can be something that we use, but I'm always interested in, rather than just dealing with the inflammation by taking a supplement, I'm interested in why the inflammation is there in the first place. So absolutely, with the immune system, I'm looking at the digestion. There's a massive interconnection between the immune system and the liver. The liver is the most amazing organ. It does about 300 jobs in the body. It is responsible for fat digestion. It's responsible for detoxing the body. When the lymphatic system has done its job, it's responsible for taking those toxins and then putting them into the bowels or into the urinary system to be able to get cleared. And so when we are toxic, when we are eating a lot of junk food, when we're eating a lot of sugar, we're eating a lot of rubbish, our liver really, really struggles. And when we look at the liver's also responsible, it gets involved in hormone balancing. It does so many jobs, poor old liver. And so when we go through this is what I noticed when I was going through my teens, because I was going through such a hormonal change. My immune system and my liver were totally overwhelmed because I was having to deal with puberty as well as dealing with all the toxins. So a big target audience that we tend to see in our clinics is menopausal women, because they're going through a massive hormonal change. It's also pregnant women or women who have just given birth. They've gone through such a huge hormonal change that they tend to find the victim of that hormonal change is the immune system. So the supplements that I do like to work with for the immune system, vitamin D actually is an important one. And we get vitamin D through the sun, which is unfortunate for us in the UK, because through the winter, this is why we see colds and viruses are worse in the winter, because we're locked up indoors, sat on each other's germs, and also we're not getting the vitamin D that we need. So we get it through the sun, we get it through our food, and we get it through our skin. And vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin, and it requires good digestion. It requires a healthy microbiome. It requires a healthy liver to be able to process it. So yes, taking a vitamin D, absolutely, I'm all for it in the winter. But if your gut microbiome, if your garden's all over the place and your liver's overwhelmed, then I'd be looking at that first. You've got to clear the toxins out first. You've got to clear the food intolerances out. You've got to put the good stuff in. This is what I'm always saying to my clients, is you've got to put good organic vegetables in, grass-fed, quality meat, protein, fish. Fish is rich in omega-3, which is an anti-inflammatory, and it's an essential fatty acid, so we need it for good health. Drinking plenty of water, because our kidneys are responsible for detoxing and clearing our toxins. So getting these things in place first, I would want to get someone on a really healthy diet and cutting out the toxins. And then, yes, let's supplement with a vitamin D. Vitamin C is great. The great thing about vitamin C is that it supports the adrenals. So if you're under a lot of stress, it can do a dual role. It can support you with your immune system, and it can also support you with the stress. So vitamin C can be another one. Is zinc. Oh, I love zinc. I love zinc. One of the roles of zinc, so we talk about the cells, the white blood cells, our immune cells. We talked about the T and the B cells. The B cells are dealing with the infection, and the T cells are dealing with the infected cells. Zinc and vitamin D help produce T cells. So if we want a stronger immune system, and this is the heartbreaking thing, is that we used to have decent levels of zinc in our food and in our soils, but unfortunately we're losing it. So supplementing with a zinc can also be a really important thing for the immune system.